fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got with the outside, both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up to
Oh my god! Oh, big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
It's very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go!
Oh no!
That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god!
God, what?
This may be the fastest race on the calendar. It is high speed, high braking zones, and everything you want out of a circuit. The Mercedes W12E performances take on the Red Bull Ring for the fourth round of the inaugural season of this brand new iRacing Grand Prix Series. The new era continues with us at SimSpeed TV. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the conversation today. I'm Jake Sperry, Scott Fountain, alongside with me for the ride for this one. It's a track here on the base of the Styrian Mountains, a circuit which, for every intent, 4.32 kilometers will go by in the blink of an eye, and qualifying is already getting itself underway at this moment. Such a wonderful track in terms of bringing that old school thrill married up with the new school safety elements around this circuit. Really, Fonty, you'd have to say, a track like this, which makes everybody want to go out there and race, has one very, very big advantage to drivers today, and that is the multiple DRS zones that they'll have around this place.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Sperry. Welcome everybody to iGPS, well the new iGPS. This is such an awesome car that the iRacing services finally got to us, and everyone's been pretty excited to finally have a up-to-date F1 style type car. So yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to today's event. Been my first broadcast for a little while, so yeah, a little bit interesting to get back into it for 2022. First round of iGPS that I've been involved with, so yeah, looking forward to it, Sperry.
And we're already seeing the differences between drivers. Only 5 drivers so far out there in qualifying have gone and got themselves onto the soft compound tyre. So that's going to be really worth keeping an eye out on here today. Who goes on what tyre at this point in time? Tamas Simon, Adam Gleeson's got onto the soft. So too Yuki Shirakawa, Christoph Mons, and Nico Veiranen all on the soft. So that's going to be worth keeping in mind with how they decide they want to go out there and qualify at this point. Tamas Simon, with the tyre life, has got himself 0.7 of a second over the likes of Jorge Martinez, but the track temperature today is 30 degrees out there, Fonty. You'd say it's pretty much in the ideal window for getting the most out of both types of tyre, and we've seen here on a no pit stop style race, this race distance 35 laps here today, they know that they've got to be on it, and they're going to have to hope that the tyre holds up, which is why most drivers are going mediums.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All about tyres in this game, and yeah, I haven't experienced any of this particular categories racing so far since this new car, and so I'm really interested to see how these front right guys, Tomashane, Matteo Ugolotti, I know the likes of them, we've always seen Jorge Martinez do really well on his tyre strategy, so can he continue that form? Good to see a lot of drivers out there on track. I reckon today's going to be a pretty good race.
I definitely think so as well. Jorge Martinez will be certainly hoping for a better race than last time out, as we can see the run through Verth corner and on towards then that penultimate couple of corners. Jochen Rindt here, this fast right-hander down the hill. Always got to keep it between the lines through here, and then that very difficult flick through the final corner there of Red Bull Mobile over the line for Adam Gleeson. Sets himself a 103.6, which is good enough for 5th position at the moment. A few surprises out there in qualifying. No surprise to Tamas Simon up on top, but it's Matteo Ugolotti second, and Robert Stepanov putting himself up in P3 at the moment. He's having a really, really good qualifying at this point, with just about 2 3/4 minutes to go, and some drivers haven't even put a time on the board as we focus on Martinez down the hill and up it again into Ramus. Turn number 3 out on circuit here, and you're always trying to work, Fonty, around the elevation and undulation of this circuit. This is the sort of place where it's very easy to spin the car up on the exit of many of these corners.
Yeah, that's exactly right. These cars certainly help having so much downforce, and the adjustability of the setup for the drivers is pretty incredible, really. Yeah, so many things to play with, but yeah, I haven't had the chance to drive this car yet, so I'm not really too sure how it feels on track, but yeah, certainly looks like a little bit of a handful, and you're going to have to be smooth to be fast.
You certainly are, and you're going to have to manage the attack boost that this car certainly has, that attack mode, and how much fuel you're using, and that's another big push from Marquez out of the final corner. He makes that run towards the line and does not set a time there, so will stay in 4th position with that attempt. As things stand, the only one driver left out there who can set a lap, which is Cedric Beale in the number 8 machine, who just crosses the line now. There's a 104.2 on the board that puts him up into 18th position. Outside of that, everybody who is out there on track at this moment in time have used all of their allotted laps together. The likes of Fernando Guerrero, for example, is very much one of them. So what we will have the ability to do for you right now is take ourselves over towards that starting grid and see how everyone is going to be stacking themselves up for 35 laps at the Red Bull Ring today. And, well, no surprise in qualifying, he took a different tyre strategy to everybody else in this field. You know you have to start on the same tyre that you qualify on, or the same compound, I should say. Tamas Shimon, 102.965, on pole by over half a second to Matteo Ugolotti, the number 1, in second, with Robert Stefanov there in 3rd position, and Jorge Marquez lining up 4th. Adam Gleeson and Tom Volstra will go 5th and 6th positions on the grid, with Matteo Calistani, the second of 3 Matteos in this field today. He lines up in 7th, with Andre Youssef in 8th position. Danilo Sanfilippo lines up 9th, with Diogo Oliveira making the top 10. Matteo Graziano goes in 11th, with Javier Soto there in 12th position. Nice to see Bruno De Carmo out here racing. The Brazilian goes from 13th, with Mitchell Ian Green, who had a very spinny time of things at Suzuka 1 week ago. He lines up in 14th. Fernando Guerrero and Nico Veiranen are 15th and 16th. Anthony Cat in 17th position, and the Frenchman Cedric Beale, the former pro Stripe, in 18th place. Jacob Reed goes 19th, ahead of Fabio De Carmo, the other of the De Carmo brothers, with Yuki Shirakawa in 21st position, the last time set by Christoph Montz there, the German, in 22nd. 2 drivers were unable to put those times on the board. They'll be sorted by iRacing. Neil Andrews there, the Brit, ahead of Teo Sorono there, who is 24th of 24. And all drivers looking to line themselves up on this grid for what is a very short run towards turn number 1 today, and there's not much room to get it right and get it wrong as you make that run to the Niki Lauda curb. It's uphill, track falls away from you on the exit, got a little bit of runoff if you do run wide, but it is very much a bottleneck, so if you do get a good start, you absolutely have to make the most of it on that run towards turn number 1. Advantage as well for those who qualified in an odd grid position. They've got the benefit of the clean side of the circuit as they run up towards turn number 1 of the Niki Lauda curve on track, but they know 35 laps is still a very long time. Anything is possible in this series, and we've seen it time and again as they look to make that push. How will Simon's tyres, the Hungarians, hold up in comparison to all of his rivals around? Everybody on the grid then. Let's get ourselves ready for 35 laps at the Red Bull Ring. Lights on here at this beautiful Styrian circuit, and the lights are out. Horror start from Ugolotti. Huge amounts of wheel spin immediately going through his Marquez, and he'll be swamped as they go 4 wide in towards turn number 1. Everyone's just about going through. There's a spin, and they're all going to have to try and tiptoe around the backwards car. What great car control there from about the middle of the pack for Adam Gleeson. He avoided absolutely everyone, Fonzie.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely gutted about that one. Great little start there from him. And yeah, just got tagged in the back. We'll go back and have a look at the replay just after we finish this first lap there. But yeah, certainly an intense first corner, that's for sure.
Top 3 away. Simon, Stepanov, Marquez, Oliveira up to 4th. You can see that lunge down the inside then as here's Guerrero in a little bit of a scrap at the moment with Cedric Beale as they try and make their way to the middle sector here. through towards Rauk corner here. This left-hander as they go through there, side by side, just in front as well. Great scrapping between Andre Youssef here, and there's a bit of contact there as Bruno De Carmo gets shuffled off the circuit. So he's got a lot of work to do to get back up to speed.
Yeah, these new cars certainly are a lot different to the other one. A lot more acceleration off the turn, and they arrived at turn 1 pretty quickly there. Maybe a little bit of damage here for Bruno, or an off-track, one of the two. Slowing up pretty rapidly. The cars are flying past him. He's dropping back to 18th already.
Oh yeah, that will be a slowdown penalty, and there's a spin just in front of them there. That's the white machine
Nico
in trouble,
Väyrynen.
and I think that's Nico Väyrynen. You're absolutely right there, Fonty. Going around at turn 1, it's so difficult because you've got that massive sausage curve on the exit. In fact, he got rear-ended as he went through the corner by Danilo Sanfilippo in the Palermo pink.
There we go, another car around as well. Yuki Shikura. There we go. Cars going around, all sorts, and another car off there as well. That's Bruno De Carmo. Race to forget for him. He's given up the ghost, and he's finished up for today.
It was De Carmo actually who ran straight into the back of him there, so his day has been absolutely torrid, and already you're seeing the pitfalls of a very difficult circuit showing themselves at this point in time. Running through then here as we look in the middle of the pack at Anthony Catt, Cedric Beale and Jacob Reed at this point. Danilo Sanfilippo there on the back of this group. This is the battle going on for about 14th position as they run through the final section, and these laps will be chalked off quickly, and there's trouble in front. That's Matteo Graziano here in the number 14, who I think's had a slowdown penalty, and the worst time to get it is either on lap 1 here, Fonty, or lap 2.
Yeah, you're certainly right. It's when the field's bunched together and you can find yourself getting swallowed up pretty quickly. You'll be disappointed with that. With being a new car, these guys aren't quite pros at driving them yet, and so making a mistake is done pretty easily, and we've already seen it here, and we're already on lap 3.
We certainly are. Graziano holds the position against Anthony Catt, so he's able to keep that position nicely in bay at this moment in time. Let's move up, though, to your race leader. It's Tamas Shimon, who's got control of this one. 1.6 it was at the line over Robert Stepanov there in the number 22 machine, having a really good run of things so far today. Jorge Martinez is currently in 3rd position overall as things stand, so he's trying to really make some progress and go through. The good news they've got is that the gap they built on the opening lap right now, Fonty, has got themselves to the tune of 2 seconds away from Diego Oliveira in 4th, and that is huge because they can concentrate on their own race.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's amazing to see how quickly these gaps have opened up. You can certainly see who's putting the laps in these cars. Good to see as well a whole bunch of new names in the series from the previous old car, which, yeah, some of these drivers as well, the regulars before, Cedric Beale, not such a good qualifying. He has moved himself up to P14, considering he started way back at P20. Starting to find his feet in this car. What a nice little battle here. Oh, Adam Gleeson dropping off the road.
I don't think it was Gleeson off the road. I think it was the car in front of him who had the issue, and it was Fabio De Carmo off the road as he almost made contact with Christoph Montz through the corner there down at Remus. So that could have easily have been disaster, and I think Christoph Montz is trying desperately to get to the pits, make a pit stop, and hope the suspension isn't too badly damaged on the car. That would certainly not be the way he would want this race to go. I do want to keep an eye, though, on the battle for 4th and 5th position, if possible, here in this race, because it starts to get quite dicey here as Tom Bolstra here has the benefit of DRS now. They are past the 3rd lap of this race, and he'll use it right now on this run towards Remus here. He'll move to the right-hand side, and this is what the big difference is between DRS and no DRS. He sweeps on through on the brakes on the inside.
There we go, nice move there done by Tom Bolstra. Well executed, and he's got to try and hunt down Jorge Martinez, who is 3.5 seconds up the road, but Oliveira is not letting him go easy. He's going to try on the outside, and he might get this done here. Oh, not going to have the drive off the turn, though. And this is going to give all the advantage to Matteo Ugolotti. Nice little battle pack forming behind these guys as well.
You can certainly see it here because you've got Calistani on the front, Mitchell Ian Green, Javier Soto and Andre Youssef, who are all there in the pack. But the key there for the battle that's going on, and Oliveira here has Ugolotti down the inside at Jochen Rindt and gets it sorted. That is not a traditional place to get the pass, and a magical overtake there from Mr. Matteo Ugolotti. He's got number 1 on the car for a reason. He's a former winner of the iRacing Grand Prix Series here back in the McLaren MP430, and he has absolutely done fantastically with that pass.
Yeah, just on the replay here, check this out and see how the move went on. It's well executed. Certainly worth showing a replay on. Let's see how he's done it.
Gets the angle here to the inside, and this is just commitment of placement and the confidence to continue that attack in towards that next section of road, the final corner of Red Bull Mobile. He absolutely owned it, and that was brilliant. Cedric Beale, by the way, has got some side-by-side. If we can go back to live, Jacob Reed, they've been fighting for a couple corners here, and Jacob Reed has the place sorted as he goes through there into Rauch corner. So wonderfully done. Reed holding on quite nicely, but this is the sort of track you don't want to push the boundaries too much on. It is so easy to try and think you can steal a couple of extra yards on the exit of a couple of these corners, and that instant point, Fonty, it will tick up pretty quickly. You get one for every 2 laps here in this race.
Yeah, that's certainly right. This track, plenty of runoff area, but yeah, certainly doesn't play in your advantage when you do have a limit of how many times you can go off the track before you get disqualified. So these guys certainly do need to be wary of that. And yeah, I'm really impressed at how well this car looks on track. It really certainly does look like a really fun car if you compare it to what you see on TV. And yeah, they certainly look like they handle pretty well.
They certainly do. Ugolotti, by the way, has just got through on Tom Volstra as we watch Javier Soto get through on Mitchell Ian Green. That is a pass for position as well. That was coming down the hill to Slushgo corner. So definitely a great pass there. But again, we'll catch this on Virtual Racing Score replay. This is how Matteo Ugolotti got the job done and moved up then. It's once again, he's actually defending here in towards that right. The overtake was at Ramus. There at Schlossgold, that was consolidating the position, Fonty.
There we go. So, I missed that one. Go back to live images. Try and catch the next. Certainly great battling out throughout this field. Good to see lots of battle packs forming here. But Javier Sato all over the back of Matteo Calistini. Oh, we've got cars contact as well.
Yeah, Andre Youssef there with Mitchell Ian Green. The battle between Soto and Calistani continues just in front as we just cut away to replay as they continue on. So this is how it goes. Youssef, by the way, does have the position, but this is how easy it is to make contact here at turn 3, at Ramus corner here. You go through this small kink right, and you've got this uphill left, and got to turn at some point, but the car on the inside always dictates the pace, and you just bottle up on the exit. A little bit of contact between the two, but the key here is the car in red got the pass. This car in white, Javier Soto, didn't manage it. He just got a little bit crowded out there going into Slushgo corner. The car behind managed to slip down the inside. There you see it, the move done.
There we go, fantastic battles between these two packs out there on track. Taking a look at our leader, well, you can see he is the man in this car today, and certainly has a bit of an advantage over everyone else. 6 seconds down the road from P2 is Tamas Simon. This driver, oh, we've just had a pass there for second. Nice little battle between Jorge Martinez and Robert Stepanov.
Certainly has been, and that is as good as they come along in terms of passes. Sorted up the line, got on the inside, and move was made. Stepanov driving fantastically at the moment, started in third, is third at this moment as we look behind. That is the driver chasing this down, Matteo Ugolotti. Last time by, he took 0.4 of a second out of this group, and he uses a big track extend going through the final couple corners there. He is really trying to push not only to reach Stepanov and Martinez at this point, Fonty, but to break away from Tom Volstra, who is clinging on with the 2 areas of DRS that they have through on this run down to turn 3 and over towards turn 4.
Yeah, well, Tom Volstra certainly is no slug when it comes to driving these Grand Prix cars, and yeah, has been very fast, great at looking after his tyres, and yeah, certainly has the capabilities of winning races, and we've seen it many times in the past, so you can never count him out. These front 5 guys are all, or 6 drivers, pretty much the whole field's really good, but yeah, certainly the top 6 drivers are on a good day, they could all win races. At the moment, Tamas Simon, I should say, is right out in front, 7.5 seconds, a second a lap he's got on these guys.
Certainly does. And he's showing what he's capable of doing. And that should be really, really important just to keep in mind. We do need to note there has been a retirement for Teo Sorono, who is now out of the race here. So he had himself a bit of contact with Nico Väyrynen on the run down in towards the right-hander of Schlossgold. And effectively, Väyrynen stayed on, Sorono didn't. And that was the number 20 car's end of the race here. And you can see he's down in the pits. And it will be a long time here in terms of our replay to get back to it. It was a fair while ago. But what we can say at this point in time is that these cars as well, Fonty, they are so delicate. You can have a little bit of contact here and there, and the whole suspension can cave in. There goes a dive down the inside, almost there, as Graziano finds himself in a fight with Cedric Beale.
Yeah, you're certainly right in getting back to your point there. They are very delicate, and yeah, certainly not like a touring car and can rub doors. If you have a slight rub on one of these, you're going to do an end plate on the front wing, and before you know it, you're 10k an hour slide down in the straight and out the back door. So yeah, it's really, really important to try and stay out of trouble, race clean, but hard at the same time.
Absolutely, it's even scarier when the front wheel caves in, and it's so easy to do in these machines as they run through Jochen Rindt and in towards Red Bull Mobile, the final corner out here on this Red Bull Ring circuit. And the pack here that goes on, it's all the way back to Fabio Di Carmo in 18th position and stretches to Jacob Reed in 12th. So a huge train of cars, a slew trying to keep themselves in play. And every time we have a look towards Remus corner, there's always one car trying to dive for it. Here comes Beale again, searching to the inside then of Matteo Graziano. And Graziano is having absolutely none of it. He again gets it covered, but it's also how you deploy that attack mode and how much you have to go with, because that DRS is always going to be a boon as you go through into Schlossgold corner. Beale can't quite get the angle right now. He's got to maybe think about how more clever he needs to be in order to redeploy that attack boost to make the pass.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You got to think 3 corners in front at all times, especially around this track. And these cars, you do have the likes of DRS and you know, so much technology. You come off the corner pretty quickly. So yeah, good to see all of these battle packs forming. Yeah, close battles throughout the field, really. Down back here, Adam Gleeson, he's going to make his way through. I think just trying to finish the race in one of these cars would be a bit of a task. Sperry?
I'd certainly agree. That's why there's 5 splits of this race going on right now. We take a driver's eye view on the board here with Anthony Katz as he tries to figure out what's the best way to get past Beale. And they're in what we like to call here, Fonty, a DRS train. They're stuck behind Jacob Reed because nobody can make the pass. Everyone has the same advantage on everyone else. Here comes Graziano with the dive down to the inside, though. He tries to pick it up on Jacob Reed, gets a much better line off the exit as well. And that is what you call commanding the circuit there, because Graziano took all of the circuit away from a very polite Jacob Reed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He lined that one up well. A great execution. Didn't get anyone from behind take advantage of that either. So that's probably one of the biggest things in these cars. You can very easily find yourself getting the cars behind you catch up quickly if you spend too much time fighting side by side with the driver around you. Looking back at these front second and third cars, too much action going on here. Robert Stepanov is doing a fantastic job at holding on the back of Jorge Martinez here. And Matteo Ugolotti, I would have thought he would have maybe had a little bit more pace than what he currently has got. Tamashane, he is on the soft tyre. Sorry, Tamasamon, I should say, out in front there. He is on the soft tyre, and all the rest of the guys behind him are on the medium. So we will see that gap close up, I think.
Not yet, though, because Tamas Simon has been putting times in that have been absolutely blistering. Puts another 105.4 down on the books. He's done a 105.4, by the way, in each of his last 5 laps of this race. So he is really in the rhythm. Martinez, by comparison, is doing 6 flat, and Ugolotti is going to be very soon in that range right now, Fonty, to strike. He took 4 tenths out of Stepanov and Martinez that last time by. He's 1.3 seconds back. And next lap, he should have the DRS, because all of a sudden, they're going to start fighting. Stepanov senses the danger. He lunges down the inside. And, Marquez there doesn't have anything to fight back because he doesn't have the DRS on the run up here towards Schlossgold.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What I want to know, and my knowledge is not that great with this new car, what is the difference in time and how long do the soft tyre last before they're going to hit a wall and drop off? Because, it is Tamer Simon, 15 laps in, he is on the soft tyre, and then second through to 16th are all on the medium tyre, which is, I think, possibly going to start to affect things. Do you know when the tyres start to lose life there, Sperry?
Probably around the last 10 laps or so keep that in mind. That soft tyre is not designed, especially around a high-speed circuit like this. Deal with it. This is the sort of track where you've got a lot of wear going through the tyre, through that high speed, the two left-handers out there. And I've just seen a car with two wheels off it, Yuki Shirakawa, a couple laps ago, out of the race. In fact, he's actually just done it, I believe, about a minute ago, going through turn number 1, catching the outside curve and being thrown and shunted into the wall at turn 1, and his race going out in a very dramatic fashion.
There we go, we're just going to check it out on the replay, see what's happened here. Oh, that was a bit of an odd accident. Go back and have a look from a driver's point of view. See what has happened here. He'll be gutted with that one. Absolutely.
This is why we say turn 1 is difficult, because he just picks up the yellow cone. Not yellow cone, the yellow curb there. And as he tries to put the power down, he hasn't got the grip fully down on the floor. He gets thrown into the wall and across the circuit. A dramatic accident then for him, and his race is all but over. Gap at the front, 11.1 seconds as Stepanov now has a 4-car train behind him. He's the lead of the 4-car trains. He's got Ugolotti, he's got Volstra, and of course Marquez, who he knows behind. Here comes Marquez though. He's going to have to do it the long way around here at Remus, which is a tough thing to do, all things considered. But on the power on the exit, he's got to figure out how he wants to get this move, and it could be the devil's move. And will he be able to shake his hand afterwards as he tries for it? He backs out of it, but now that opens the door up. Here comes Ugolotti down the inside. All of a sudden, you rest on your laurels for 1 second, and Matteo strikes.
Yeah, there you go. Can't leave the door open. He's going to get these guys taking advantage. Probably made the right move. You've just got to be careful to not defend too hard in these cars, because as we've just seen, when they go into the wall, they generally don't hold together too well. And yeah, I'm quite impressed at how well these guys are driving out the front, giving plenty of racing room to each other.
They absolutely are. As they go up in towards turn number 1, we look back at what is an incredible train as well, fighting down near the back of the pack right now for about 18th position or so, and continuing. Danilo Sanfilippo, Fabio De Carmo, Gleason in there, Reed, Beale, Cat, Graziano, they're all there, and it is starting to be pack racing. It's been a little issue for Marquez actually, going through Remus corner. He's had a little half spin going through, a little bit of contact even. He's able to keep it at the loss of the position there to Tom Volstra, who did tap him from behind, but the key's going to be how much damage has Volstra got in the front wing. I think he looks okay, and I believe you have an eye here as we go through turn 1 on replay here, brought to you by the Virtual Racing School, on exactly how this happened.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see the onboard view here. What has happened to Jorge Marquez? Good run in. Okay, there we go. So potentially the car in front of him, Tom Volstra, I believe, just kind of changed his line out of there and got on the gas a little bit too hard for it to be able to handle. He's managed to get away with it without any damage, so fight on.
Speaking of fight on, Matteo Graziano is in an absolute dogfight at the moment with Anthony Cat. They just spent almost the entirety of that last lap side by side as they continue. There is the focus then here now finally on Graziano, who's got Cat for company, who wants to try and get through again here at turn number 3 at Remus. Down the hill, they fight, they go 2 wide, 2 deep behind, and almost 3 wide. I think there's contact behind. It's Gleason, who is the benefactor of, or not necessarily the benefactor, but at detriment to that incident, and here comes the move again. Cat around the outside, trying to pick it up on Graziano.
Oh.
They're going to have to continue here. Look at this as they run up towards route corner here. This next left-hander, how are they going to do it? Exactly the same way they did last lap. Graziano again trying to hold it around the outside, this time at first here. And look at this. Incredible stuff between these two. And again, Anthony Cat's on the wrong side, but he switches to the inside for Jochen Rindt. He backs out.
There we go. What fantastic side-by-side action we saw for pretty much the whole lap there. Absolutely fantastic driving for these guys. Really not giving each other any room there.
You have to say, it was showing, and it will continue to show at this point as this group continues to fight. Cat goes to the outside this time, and he's got the move done before they even reach the corner. So the move done, but he's gone a little bit too deep there. He's on the wrong side of the curb, so he's going to drop 2 spots. So through's going to go Jacob Reed. And Graziano does enough, and they've got battling in front of us now as Mitchell in green loses out to Kalistani, and they can see Volstra all over the back of Stepanov. You need about 5 different cameras here and 7 different eyes to try and see all of this stuff.
Yeah, can't keep up here with all the information on the screen. Lights flashing everywhere. Drivers get close to each other, and yeah, it's great to see Stepanov driving fantastically well, but Tom Volstra not giving him any room for error.
Ooh, a mistake for Soto going through the final corner, and that costs him the position of Fernando Guerrero. So they're just getting a little bit too aggressive. He's lucky to have saved it actually here. As he goes through the final corner, you can see he charges through the penultimate corner here, moves into the final corner, grabs the curb on entry, and then on exit, oh, how he's managed to catch that, I will not know. As we can just see on the timing tower, Stepanov is now back into 4th position. We catch this as well on the replay. This is Volstra diving down the inside, not quite getting all of it here as it's a great runoff for the exit. But watch how the attack mode in the DRS really comes into play. Volstra able to duck back into the slipstream there at that point. Fonte get himself that run to Slosh Gold, and down the inside, he had that comfortably.
Yeah, certainly did. Great driving for all of these guys here. That gap at the front is...
Beal.
Here we go. Beal. Cedric Beal is in the lane. What's going on here, Sperry?
It looks like he's driven in by his own accord, but I'm not sure where the damage may have come up from for him. He was losing a bit of time, quite a bit of time actually, as he was going around, so I'm not quite sure where it's gone wrong.
Stepanov in the wall.
Oh no! And just like that, he was fighting for a podium, and at turn 1, his race is over. Was in 4th position, throws it into turn 1, and he does exactly the same thing that Shirakawa did. It's almost a carbon copy.
Here we go. A little bit further back than that. Let's check this one out. What is going on here? So easy to make a mistake in one of these cars. And here we go. Whoa. Carbon copy, exactly. Race done for Robert Stepanov.
And that's what makes turn 1 dangerous here at the Red Bull Ring. You think it's so easy, it's just a small right, but it commands so much respect. And with that curb there, it's an anti-cut curb on the outside. The last thing you want to do is run into that at any given point at this stage. Tamas Shimon, though, still leads this race. The gap is 13.6, and his tyres do not look like they're stopping. As look at this 4-car scrap as they go through. Kalistani holding off Green and Guerrero and Soto as they run down here through turn number 2. 2 Spaniards and as well an American trying to get past the Italian. Kalistani defending for all he's got here on lap 23. Moving in through Remus corner, and look at how they start tripping up over each other. And just behind that, you can see there the work of Matteo Graziano trying to fend off Jacob Reed.
Yeah, exactly right. Guys, and side by side, Reed potentially kind of get taken advantage of here by Anthony Cat just behind. No change for position at this stage though. Fernando Guerrero just further up there in P9, battling on with Mitchell and Green.
Doing a great job of it. Nevertheless, you can see just how important this scrap is. They move through then, final corner there of Red Bull Mobile. and onto the front stretch here. Once again, a track which, for all intents and purposes, at the start of the last decade, 2010, didn't necessarily have itself fully functioning. It actually went into disrepair and was not used for a couple years before it was bought out by Red Bull and then revitalized into what it is today. Another look on the outside from Green. You can see this from the perspective, though, of Guerrero. He's got Soto there. That's Cedric Ville, who's just come out of the pits behind. And then you've got that Graziano-Reed cat battle. Everywhere you look, there's a battle. And here comes the move again from Green, the American, to the outside, trying to pick it up. But he's not going to get it just like that, and he doesn't get the run off the exit. Great work from Calistani. He works wonders. You can see here from this driver's eyes perspective as well here, Ponty, just how dirty the visor can get.
Ah, certainly right. Yeah, they get pretty filthy, and it's actually quite hard to drive once this happens. Although you're on a computer, you would think it wouldn't really affect you. It really does affect how the sun kind of forms on the visor, and you can easily find yourself getting blinded in some corners and driving one of these cars. It's certainly not what you want. Big defense there from Calistani into turn 1. You can see
very
how those drivers, yeah, very tough places to pass, but you can see how the drivers, and we've seen the 2 mistakes there already. Those cars in.
Oh, no room there. Michelin Green was trying to force a dummy, but not solved was Calistani. He was staying on that inside. He wasn't going to allow that to go for love nor money. And he loses the place to Fernando Guerrero. So Guerrero could get 2 for 1 here. He powers through to Slosh Goal corner around the outside, but Calistani's better on the exit. He overshot it slightly, and they fall back into line. So great work being done by this group. Soto with a little search to the inside isn't going to get there on Green as he holds that up. I did want to take this time as well here, Fonty, to say what a great race it's been for Diego Oliveira. He's up 5 spots and he's been near nobody for the entirety of the race.
That's exactly right. We haven't really given any screen time at all, but we will now. He is, yeah, fantastic driver. We've seen him right up there in the previous series of the iGPS in the old car, the old McLaren. Now an upgrade to the latest 2021 Mercedes car, and yeah, doing a fantastic job. Jorge Martinez just in front of him in 4th there. Tom Walster, he's driven a fantastic race so far. Good job,
has, and we have to go back to that group consisting of Guerrero and co, as we watch Tamas Shimon absolutely dominating the field here. As on the brakes they all go. Guerrero gets his move on Calistani, and it looks like Soto still unable to get past Michelin Green. He'll have a look to the inside here at this wonderful left-hander of Rauch, the only 2 left on a circuit full of right-handers, and it's a case again that Green has to be on the wrong end of the stick, and he gets shuffled to the back of the train.
Yeah, there we go. Still take advantage there. Oh, you can certainly see the cars are starting to not handle so well on this. Oh, on this 27 lap old tyre now, front straight. I'm surprised we haven't seen somebody come off there with how fast it is, and you can see that how much dirt is starting to form on the exit of that last corner.
Certainly can, and it's what makes life very difficult for these drivers. The iRacing dynamic track system in full display at the moment. 27 to 35, 9 laps to go. And Calistani again has to defend, and also you've got the runs coming along forward as well from Cat & Co as they go through. There you can see on the front of shot, there's Soto tried to get through. He's in the gravel, he's spun it around. Michelin Green's into him as well. So a big accident there, Green with nowhere to go, runs into Soto, and Soto's race is going to be a very horrible limp home.
Yep, there we go. Let's see what has gone on here.
Eyes bigger than the belly. He gets caught on the outside, still trying to go for a move that was never on, really. And then Michelin Green doesn't get enough time to react as Soto falls back half on the racing circuit, half off of it with his spin. And that's how quickly it can go to disaster. Now, this is going to be on board from Michelin Green's perspective here. This is what he'll see as he goes through. He turns to the right and he gets on the power. Where do you go? He either has to take a hard right onto the inside and potentially throw the balance off, or he has to try and run it in the gravel. He chose neither, and that's why he's got no front wing now.
Yeah, that's certainly right. He'll be disappointed with that, considering how well he has been driving. And
Cat.
there we go, Anthony Cat. He's gone around, has he? Oh no, just a bit of a, maybe an off track?
It's down at turn 3, sorry. So it might be that we're behind. It might be that it's going through. So yeah, we'll stay on this one here. I believe we are going to be on replay then. As he tried to find a way through on Jacob Reed. He's had a huge moment coming down the hill and back up it again in towards Ramus, and he has struggled. So this is what makes it difficult here, Fonty. He tries to go for the inside, he grabs the brakes, he locks up the rear axle, and he is very fortunate he has not careened into the back of everyone, tries to put the power down again, and the car wants to slide.
Yeah, he was very lucky there. That wasn't a race-ending accident for him. Got away with it, just on the grass. This battle hasn't stopped since lap 1, and these guys doing a fantastic job. Just taking a look now at this battle for P3. Tom Wastra, Jorge Martinez. Martinez, as we've spoken about previously, plenty of experience in this car. And also Tom Wastra has plenty of experience, so let's see how these guys go. That pace of Tamer Simon out front is still blistering, and there's only 5 laps left in the race. I don't think anyone's going to catch him.
I don't think they are either, but they just saw there, just before we came on to these two drivers, that Volstra did actually dip a tyre in the gravel through Schlossgold Corner, so it's going to mean that they are pushing the limits, and this is the sort of time here, Fonty, at this stage of the race, would you say, that if you've got instant points to burn, now's the time you start track extending?
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you're not looking for a safety rating on your iRacing license system, then yeah, that's certainly right. But with how this car reacts with touching a bit of grass, we've seen the accidents we've seen today are just from slightly being on the throttle a bit too hard coming out of the corner and unbalancing the car. So you've always got to try and balance those two things, especially if you're pushing it towards the end of the race.
Absolutely, and I think you have to say, the way that they're running today, it has been a very strong battle. There you can see two teammates, a bit of a sandwich right now between Calistani, Reed and Graziano at this point as they try and continue through. Behind that, the wingless machine of Mitchell Ian Green, and just behind that, running down the inside of Fabio De Carmo, there is Danilo Sanfilippo. Moves up into 14th position, -5 on the day so far for him, despite the fact that so far in this race we've had 6 retirements. Yep, quite a large amount of retirees, considering this is the top level split. Look at that dirt forming on the corner there. I'm surprised we haven't seen a car go around because of that. Another little look there up towards turn number 1. Cat has to get off of it because Green's run wide at 1. And that's what pressure looks like. Now what? Now you're going to have to go either side of him here. Cat on the right-hand side, on the left. Going through is Danilo Sanfilippo. They'll continue their battle. It's like Hakkinen, Schumacher and Zonta at Spa 2000. And on the exit of the corner, they'll still have to continue that fight to Schlossgold here as they go through. This is brilliant stuff from Danilo Sanfilippo, who tries to figure out a way to try and make this move. Go around the outside. You can hold it for the phase of acceleration because he's on the lower side of the track. You can put the power down quicker. He's got the inside now for Rout, but he lifts off of it in towards the left-hander. That was well defended by Cat.
There we go. Fantastic job there by those guys. We've also got more battles on track here. Oh no, we've got a car around. Nico Varinen, hasn't found the wall, but he's found the gravel. Stop the car.
He's found someone else, actually.
Okay, there we go.
That was contact with Neil Andrews. So they go through in towards Rout Corner. And, well, this is the battle just behind. So Varinen's trying to make the move to jump up to 15th position. He's on the softs as he tries to get it done. So he tries to pick it up here off of the exit. It's going to be a little bit of net code as they go through into this next left-hander. There's the first touch of net code. And then from that point, the car's unsettled through the corner. There's not much Varinen can do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now we've had, just going to stay on here. Mitchell Ian Green, he's coming to the pits. Let's check out this entry.
Oh, and it's such a tough entry as well there, Fonty, because if you take anything out of that red paint on the outside of the pit entry, that is an unsafe pit entry.
Yeah, right, okay, I see. So he'll be disappointed with that. And it looks like he's had too many incident points. Gets the drive through, and he finds himself back in P17.
Yeah, and that will hurt because it's a long, long road to drive on through there and keep that race going. But we are down now to the final 3 laps here of this race. The battle for 3rd position is not over, and I'd say as well, the battle for 5th is also not over either, because it's been a great recovery drive from Andre Yusuf here in the number 10 machine. He has been absolutely flying to get himself back into play from Club OzNZ.
There we go. He has had a fantastic drive there. Started 8th, sitting in 6th, stayed out of trouble. And, although he was about to be in trouble there, I thought. Such a aggressive car. Really have to be no room for trying to have a rest. These guys pushing the boundaries. Just look at how they take those last few corners.
Absolutely, and we are seeing it now. He's dropped a bit of time there. It was a 6-1 compared to a 6-0. He's 1.4 seconds back with 2 laps to go. He's going to have to hope for a mistake if anything is to happen. The 2 teammates now and the 2 Matteos, Calistani versus Graziano then, as they go towards turn number 1. And crucially here, Jacob Reed has just been able to outstretch them. These are the final 2 spots inside the top 10 they are racing for.
There we go. 3 Matteos on the grid today. I don't think I've ever had that before. Absolutely fantastic. Really good to see a different range of drivers here. A lot of regulars that we've always seen. As we've got a slower car there on the side. Who is that? Nico Varanen. He's coming to a stop.
I think he's letting everyone go.
Right.
And this would be lap traffic doing duty. It's a very damaged Nico Varanen. I'm pretty sure the suspension's in trouble here. He wants to finish a lap down and just get out of Dodge essentially quickly. The battle for 3rd still on though. There is your race leader, Tamas Simon. I think he's completely rewritten the rule book here in terms of what tyres you select at what circuits under what temperatures, because he got it right and everybody else here in this field got it absolutely dead to rights wrong here in this one as he drives through the left-hander here of Verth Corner. Moves on towards Jochen Rindt and Red Bull Mobile. He is driven away from the field for a 2nd consecutive race. Catch him if you can. The Hungarian is absolutely 100 again. He wins again, does Tamas Simon. The Red Bull Ring, effectively today, was a playground for him.
That's exactly right. It certainly was a playground. 17 seconds up the road from this man, Matteo Ugolotti. The number 1 car, highest I rating on the grid, finishes in 2nd. Tom Walstra in 3rd. Jorge Marquez is going to finish closely behind in 4th. And then we go back 13 seconds down the road. Diego Oliveira, driven a fantastic race. Stayed out of trouble. He's going to come home in 5th. Andre Yusuf in 6th position.
And all the rest of the drivers now making those runs through the final corner and over towards the line. This is also the sort of track where you do have to wait to see if anyone does cross over that 17 instant point, I would say, threshold and jump over towards a element of penalty, which will be added on at the end of the race, about 35 to 45 seconds. So that is always something to keep an eye out on. But once again, you can see the last of the drivers go over the line. Javier Soto was that driver. So everybody then is done here at the Red Bull Ring. And what an incredible bit of battling we have seen today. It is Tamas Simon who picks up the victory in a time of 38 minutes and 11 seconds. He went on the softs. Almost everybody else today went on the mediums. And that's why he was able to dominate the race, dealing with tyre life and never, ever really setting a time slower than the drivers behind. Matteo Ugolotti will finish in 2nd position overall, ahead of Tom Volstra in 3rd, with Jorge Marquez in 4th position overall, and 5th belonging to Diogo Oliveira. Andre Yusuf kept him honest through the race there in 6th position, especially towards the end, with Fernando Guerrero in 7th and Jacob Reed in 8th position. The biggest mover in the field was Jacob Reed. He gained 11 spots over the course of that race. Matteo Calistani was able to beat his own Matteo teammate in Matteo Graziano there for the top 10. As we turn over towards the 2nd page, it's Adam Gleeson who finishes in 11th, down 6th, has had troubles all race long, along with Danilo Sanfilippo down 3, finishing in 12th. Anthony Cat could have been up a little bit higher, but 13th he manages, with Fabio Di Carmo in 14th, and Neil Andrews in 15th, making contact late in the race. The last driver on the leading lap is Javier Soto, and the drivers a lap down plus are Mitchell Ian Green and Nico Verinen. And then your retirees, Robert Stepanov from 4th position at the time in the barriers at turn 1, with Cedric Beale retiring the car after having to come in and make a pit stop. Yuki Shirakawa following as well, or setting the tone for Robert Stepanov's race as he failed to finish this one. So too did Teo Sorono, along with Christoph Mons and Bruno De Carmo, both their races ending within the first 5 laps of this race. But next time out is going to be where the big focus is going to be, Fonty. We head over to sunny Spain and the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, a track which, for all intents and purposes, is going to be very qualifying intensive. It's a tough track to make overtakes at, and more importantly, it's going to be a high downforce circuit.
Yep, exactly right. I'm certainly looking forward to this one. One of my favourites to drive at is Barcelona. This is actually the only track that I've ever been to for a Formula 1 Grand Prix in real life back in 2016. And so, yes, it's going to be a fantastic race, I am sure.
Absolutely, and the only place you are going to be able to catch this with us is here on SimSpeed TV. If you haven't had the chance to already, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can do everything that you need to bring some more great quality racing to your home, wherever you may be, when it comes to SimSpeed TV. Massive thanks has to go, of course, to the iRacing open wheel community, who once again have been fantastic in terms of providing us the opportunity to broadcast the Grand Prix Series, along with the Virtual Racing School, who are sponsors with us here today. From Scott Fountain, who's been alongside me, my name has been Jake Sperry, and really it is a case of setting a tone with a machine. Tamas Shimon has set a tone that nobody else has been able to work out or follow. In the next few weeks, I expect that gap to get closer, but when you beat an elite field like this by 17 seconds, it shows that at this point, he's on another level, and it's up to everyone else to get somewhat close at this point in time. But Barcelona awaits, and we will see you, of course, there for racing 1 week from today.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's going with the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taking Anderson. Anderson's up top.
Oh my god! Oh, big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god!
God, what?
Are you new to sim racing, or maybe a veteran struggling to reach the next level? Have you ever wondered how the aliens reach impressive lap times that seem impossible to achieve? If so, you're not alone. Most drivers reach a certain level and get stuck. But getting faster on track is easier than you think. VRS coaches are some of the best sim racers in the world and offer one-on-one driver skills training at affordable rates to help new drivers learn the basics and help experienced drivers break through to the next level. Are you ready to get faster and get off the iRating roller coaster? If so, VRS one-on-one personal training is for you. If you've invested in your equipment, it might be time to invest in yourself. Just go to virtualracingschool.com and sign up for a 30, 60 or 90-minute session with one of our world-class coaches, and you'll learn exactly what to do for faster lap times and more podiums.